Welcome back, everyone. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon lined up by Dave. Thank you so much, Dave, for sponsoring the video. I do appreciate it. And we got some really interesting music here. The only band that I'm familiar with on this list, there was a little bit of changing it around. We had a back and forth, Dave and I, per email, because one of the songs that he requested I'd already done, and of course, typical me, I had no idea, so he basically told me, hey, you already did this, so thank you so much for that. So we changed it for the one band that I do know, which is Roxy music. So we're gonna do Avalon of that band. All right, but let's start from the start. We're gonna do here, for Dave, we're gonna start off with the band Cage the Elephant. This is Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. That's the song, and this is from the album Cage the Elephant. This is 2009. Then we're gonna do a band called Cayetana, Certain for Miles, from New Kind of Normal. This is 2017. Nice. Some newer music. Then Roxy music, Avalon. The album, the track Avalon 82. Then we're gonna do the band Primitive Radio Gods. This is a longer title called Standing Outside a Broken Phone Booth with Money in My Hand. This is from the album Rocket 1996. And we're gonna do this band called Hooverphonic. Mad About You, the Magnificent Tree, Magnificent Tree, and this is from the year 2K. All right, that's what we're gonna do. So thank you so much, Dave. I do appreciate it. Everyone as well, of course, watching from home. This is gonna be, a longer one, of course. You know how long these marathons can get, but I hope you do have fun, and I'm not too boring or anything. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, just get yourself some coffee, some tea, maybe something, a beer, whatever, whatever makes you happy. But yeah, so this is going to be an interesting one. I love when I'm diving into bands that I've never heard of. So awesome. So one moment, I'll be right back. All right, here we go. I got myself some coffee as well, some espresso. Here we go. and I'm ready. So this is Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. Here we go. And enjoy. Wait a minute, this started off. It sounded like it had already started. So let's take it from the top. Yeah, it started.
I was walking down the street when out the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, I never seen a man who looks so all alone. Or could you use a little company? If you pay the right price, your evening will be nice, and you can go and send me on my way. I said, you're such a sweet young thing, why you do this to yourself? She looked at me, and this is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. I know I can't slow down, I can't hold back, though I wish I could. I know there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street when I saw the shot.
I think I've heard this before. I don't know where. Don't ask me where. I think Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, something like that. If you don't know what Tony Hawk Pro Skater is, it's a video game, kind of like simulation, where you can choose from all these skateboards, you can do all these tricks, and it has an amazing these are very famous, these games, for having a very, very cool soundtrack. And I think it's either that or some kind of EA sports game, Electronic Arts. But I've heard this before. It's just like, I don't know, it just sounds very familiar, but I've never really paid attention. But just that, ain't no rest for the wicked. Like, I don't know, the way he was saying it, I think I've heard that before. But I love it. It's really like hip hoppy, and I like that it's not, you know, it's like rock, but it's like both. Really cool. I love it.
Walking down the street when I saw the shadow of a man creep out of sight, and then he swept up from behind. He put a gun up to my head. He made it clear he wasn't looking for a fight. He said, "Give me all you got. I want your money, not your life. If you try to make a move, I won't think twice." I told him you could have my cash, but first you know I gotta ask, what made you wanna live this kind of life? He said there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. I know I can't slow down, I can't hold back, though you know I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Was sitting in my house, the day was winding down and coming to an end. And so I turned to the TV and flipped it over to the news, and what I saw I almost couldn't comprehend. I saw a preacher man in cuffs, he taking money from the church. He stuffed his bank account with righteous dollar bills. But even still I can't say much, because I know we're all the same. Oh yes, we all seek out to satisfy those thrills. You know there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. Good.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so you know where this is from? I looked it up and it came up like that. It's I don't know, Dave, if you're into video games, but there's this video game from 2008 called Borderlands, and it's basically like this Mad Max kind of like dystopian, you know, it is in the future, you know, you have thousands of guns that you can, laser guns, and it's very sci-fi, cyberpunkish, but it has it's a very cool game. It's like very, very long, and you can go everywhere and all that stuff. Watch the intro of Borderlands. It's literally the theme song of this game. That's why I know it, because I used to play this game. Please watch the intro, because literally the intro is tailored to this song. I don't know if they composed. Wait, when is this from? 2009. That's when the game came out. So I wouldn't be surprised if they wrote this for this video game. You know, it's hilarious. Check it out. It's a really funny game. It's really not PC at all. It's like it's hilarious. It's just very funny. Like, I used to play this game with three friends. You can play four play at the same time through one huge like 30-40 hour story, and we were just like laughing the entire time. The dialogue in this game is hilarious. Everything is off the charts. There's like no filter. It's really, really fun. So check out the trailer, please, to Borderlands theme song, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. So that's, I knew it was a video game. I thought it was Tony Hawk, but it was Borderlands. So there you go. Okay, so that's we got that one out of the way. That was a great song. I've always loved the song, and it's so much funnier. It's so good with the video. Please watch it. Borderlands 1, because there's 3. Okay, next one is Cayetana, Certain for Miles. Here we go. Sounds like cranberries a little bit.
I always tend to doubt what everyone seems so certain about. Always tethered to the dirt, comprised of legs and hands that hurt from crawling away. I wanted to stay. When the world bears down on me, will I laugh at its audacity and be able to comprehend? When the world bears down on me, will I laugh at its audacity and be able to start again, again, again?
I like this. I like it. It's crazy that it's from 2017. It sounds more like 90s. It sounds more like alternative, almost grunge. You know, that's why I said, okay, it sounds like a little bit like Cranberries. Could be inspired by a lot of bands, but I like it. It sounds very and like post rock. You know, like it's not the typical rock song. You know, it's a little bit over distorted, and you know, like I like that. You know, I like that indie vibe, you know, that it has. Really, really cool, really interesting band. I like it. And the singer, she's good.
It doesn't make much sense. I'm older, but I'm always on the fence, and I always seem to doubt how everyone seems to have it all figured out.
There you go. Very cool. I like the sound that that it has. The bass was very, up front, and like I said, the way the guitar was just being like a little bit, I mean, for my taste, maybe it's like nothing for other people, but it was, I guess, playing those chords, and they were playing like the whole bar, like the whole, chord with distortion, and instead of like a fifth, power chord, and it just sounds like really, it just sounds really full, but it sounds really dirty, and I like that though. That's like the sound that bands like Smashing Pumpkins had, or Nirvana. It was just very saturated, and I like that. So I thought it was. I know I told you the years and everything, but it just sounded from a different, decade or something. Really cool, really interesting. I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes on this band, but then again, I really try to keep up with everything. It's impossible, and then since we do new videos, it's new bands, but it's at least opening up a ginormous gate of information that I can always fall back to. And there's many artists that I've been following after just doing one reaction, and then I'm like, but maybe, what if they ask again? And then, I mean, it's been surprisingly in 2 years I haven't done a lot of repeats, where I get an email and it's like the same song. And this one, it did happen, but Dave caught it, so I do appreciate that very much, because I was like, oh yeah, I've never heard this before. So it's sometimes hard when you just do one song of a band and then they request that same song again. It's hard to remember, and especially when it has a weird name that it had, like Moshiba or something. So okay, so this is a very famous band, Roxy Music, Avalon, the title track. Let's do it. Now this is gonna of course sound 80s because it's from 82. Let's see. Yes. Yes, sir. Here we go. Okay. It doesn't want to play. Let's try again. It doesn't want to play. Okay. It's something. Let me restart the program. I'll be right back. Sorry about. Okay, here we go. Try again with Avalon.
Now the party's over, I'm so tired. Then I see you coming out of nowhere. Much communication in emotion, without conversation or a notion. Avalon. When the samba take you out of nowhere, when the background fading out of focus, there's the pictures changing every moment, and your destination you don't know where. you have me dancing out of nowhere.
Good, man. I mean, I'm just reading a little bit about, like, you know, the album, and of course, you know, the Brian Ferry, and it's so cool is that when we were recording this, we were recording at the same time as Bob Marley was recording all his famous albums, and I guess, I don't know, there's a little bit of a reggae vibe here, not too strong, not too present, but I do feel, I mean, and then in 84, I think Bob Marley had slowed down. I think, I'm not really sure, you know, but in 82, but this is just so good. It has that synth, it has that amazing voice, and it has that beautiful palm muted guitar with that delay, and it's just, it sounds so good, man. It's like, I mean, that music is just great, you know. It's just like, you know, whoever does like this, I don't know, you know. So it's like a dead giveaway of goodness, you know. Yeah, it said, I just read that's considered one of the 500 best albums ever recorded. This one. Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's amazing. Like, I've only heard, what else have I heard on this Avalon album? More than this. Da, da, da. Yeah, and there's so much information. It's crazy. And this is the last change that Dave made before, you know, we greenlit the marathon. So I'm really happy this song made it in here. Okay, now, Primitive Radio Gods, standing outside a broken phone booth with money in my hand. Let's see what that's all about. Let's see. me so much of Moby, because he uses a lot of samples and loops and stuff. And actually, David got in touch with me and like, hey, what about Moby? And I said, oh, let's not do Moby, because last time I did Moby, just because of that song, the entire marathon got blocked, and I had to do all these maneuvers to get it unblocked, and I had to wait 30 days from Moby, like from Moby's record company, to get back. And then, oh man, it was just a nightmare. So yeah, I was like, let's not do Moby. It depends on I guess on the album, you know. I don't think it's the artist, it's just the record company. And I think it was UMG, and they're becoming ruthless. It's really like crazy. Like that's why I made that post with Rocky, you know. Try if you do a marathon, please, at least one WMG, Warner Music Group, because they're like super cool. They're like, sure, you know, like, thank you for the free publicity. But UMG is like, oh, you're using one of our songs, blocked. Like the whole thing is blocked, you know. And so yeah, so that's why I didn't want to do Moby. But I do like Moby, and this reminds me of Moby. Really cool, like a loop. I don't know if it's the drums that are looped or the speaking, like the whatever's being spoken here, it's being looped.
I've been down hard and baby.
If I die before I learn to
cool. I like it. It's I don't know what it is, what kind of music it is. It has like, I guess, like a lot of sampling, you know, and but I don't know if it's called like new wave or new age. I mean, it's 96, but it's cool. It's one of that. It's like it's what I feel when I listen to Moby. It's like it's almost like like music just to kind of like, I don't know, like some kind of meditative, you know, state. It's very repetitious, but in the end, it's not repetitious in a bad way. It's just like you get into like this, you know, I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it, but it was very good. Interesting, like, you know, rhythms and samples, and really cool. I did like it. I didn't pay too much attention to the lyrics because I was more I actually got into like this whole kind of like trance vibe, so really cool. I really enjoyed it. So this is we're already at the end. This is Hooverphonic, or Hover. I think it's Hover because it's two O's. Hooverphonic, Mad About You, and this is from 2000. All right, so maybe even like I love that. And also David told me these are just songs, there's no theme. It's just, I think these are songs that he holds dear to him, and that he wanted me to react to. And so far everything, I mean, the first one was a super cool surprise, second one great, third one beautiful, like Roxy music. I think it's just very, very epic. This was very interesting, very new, you know. I mean, yes, it reminded me of Moby, but then again, every Moby song is super different. There's not really, I don't really know how to describe Moby, you know. It's very, very like unique style. And so let's see about them, what they got to show. Let's go.
Feel the vibe, feel the terror, feel the pain. It's driving me insane. I can't think for God's sakes when I'm driving in the wrong lane. Trouble is my middle name, but in the end I'm not too bad. Can someone tell me if it's wrong to be so mad about you? Mad about you. Are you the fishy one who will give me a headache in the morning? Or just a dark blue landmine that will explode without a decent warning? Give me all your true hate and I'll translate it in our bed into never seen passion, never seen passion. That's why I am so mad about you. Mad about you. Trouble is your middle name, but in the end you're not too bad. Can someone tell me if it's wrong to be so mad about you?
Yeah, so we were gonna do these live. We're gonna do the live videos. Unfortunately, they were blocked here in the US. I guess you could only watch them in like England or Canada or other parts of the. This happens to some marathons as well that I release, and then it's like blocked in the US or in the Canada or in England or Australia. But we were gonna do the live versions of this band too, actually, and that didn't happen. So this whole marathon was quite like just like a journey to get this together. But it reminds me, and this was also mentioned by Dave, and I'm sorry if I'm mentioning you the entire time, but we did have a lot of back and forth, which I very much enjoy. But yeah, he's like, think Portishead, and it's completely sounds like that. It has that, give me a reason, that song. It has that beat, again, sampling. I looked it up and it's called dream pop. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. I don't know if like the primitive radio gods would be considered dream. Let's see. Let's see what genre they are. Art, alternative, indie. Okay. What's this? Well, really cool. I'm loving it. But yeah, you're right about the Portishead. Okay, this was amazing, and I got a little bit of an idea. So there's not really a lot of music that I know that sounds like this, but something came to mind, and I'm gonna play it right now just to add a little bit, to the marathon. And it's by Rob Dougan, and it's called Furious Angels. And this was I found out about this soundtrack because of The Matrix, because it's in The Matrix. Man, there's so many good songs. I don't know which one to do, but I think we're going to do Furious Angels. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to like that one. I don't remember. If it sucks, I apologize. I'm doing this literally. I'm improvising here. All right, I'm back. So let's screw this. Let's just do it. Here we go. This is 1995.
Like a sentence of death, I got no options left. I got nothing to show now. I'm down on the ground. I got seconds to live, and you can't go now. 'Cause love, like an invisible bullet, shut me down and I'm bleeding. Yeah, I'm bleeding. And if you go, furious angels will bring you back to me. Will bring you back to me. You're a dirty needle, you're in my blood and there's no curing it. Yeah, and I you can't see me. 'Cause love, like a blow to the head, has left me stunned, and I'm reeling. Yeah, I'm reeling. And if you go, furious angels will bring you back to me. Yeah. I can't get up. I'm as cold as a stone. I can feel the light fade from me. Hey, I'm down on the ground. I got seconds to live, and what's that that waits for me? Oh, that waits for me. 'Cause love like a sentence of death's left me stunned, and I'm reeling. Yeah, I'm reeling. And if you go, furious angels will bring you back to me. Yeah.
So yeah, man, what a great track. I'm sorry, but yeah, this was in The Matrix Reloaded, the second movie, which for some reason a lot of people didn't like. I guess it's very it gets too like cerebral. It's very, very hard to understand, and you have to watch it a couple of times just to get the gist of it. But there's a lot of action, ridiculous action in that movie. Amazing, like just cinematography. The way this was shot is like insane. It changed like literally the way movies are being shot, you know. Also the first movie, a lot of people are like, yeah, I watched it, I didn't care for it. man, I literally, like, when I watched The Matrix the first time, I went into the movie theater, I walked out of the movie theater, bought the ticket, another ticket, and went straight back in. Watched it twice the same day because I was so mind blown by the concept, by the idea, the visual effects, of course, the acting, the dialogues, the music. You know, like it was just like, what the hell did I just watch? You know, and I don't know. Maybe it's not for everyone. You know, a lot of people have not even watched the movie because they think, oh, it's some like CGI fest. And I mean, the first one, maybe not that much. The second and third were heavily, you know, but it's a fantasy sci-fi tale, you know, that you can only tell with all these effects. But I highly recommend watching them with the audio commentary on, and then you know, there's philosophers talking about this movie. It's very, very deep. It touches on a lot of stuff that are just not highly, like, that easily digestible on the first watch. It gets very, very philosophical and religious and stuff. So I highly recommend them. If you like movies, if you like good movies, watch 2 and 3. I know critics, you know, bash them because they don't want to sit there for 2.5 hours and watch the you know, people having dialogue. You know, they just want, you know, action, action, action. And it had a lot of action, but it also had a lot of, you know, scenes where there's nothing going on, and that's, I guess, where it suffered a little bit, you know. But I think it's one of the best movies, you know, ever made, this, especially the second one. Let's continue. I just wanted to pause a little bit. What a great track. I love that there's this amazing singing, great drum track with this beautiful orchestra and these really nice, like, beautiful, like, classical lines. And these are being used in various, like, very cool fight scenes where there's, like, really ridiculous martial arts going on that's humanly impossible. You have to remember that this guy gets basically, I don't want to spoil it, just watch him, you know. I mean, but since I don't want to ruin it for you guys. If you're interested in good cinema, watch the Matrix trilogy. You will not you will not, you'll like it. You'll like it. It's just, you make that step. It's just like Mario. I want to show him Star Wars, but since it's science fiction, he doesn't like it yet. He's one of the biggest, you know, fans of 2001. So, you know, why do you like that science fiction but not Star Wars? You know, it's, you know, especially the first 3 by George Lucas, you know, episode 4, 5, and 6, masterpieces. Yes, a bit campy, you know. I wouldn't call it Stanley Kubrick, but it's still in space, and it has robots, and it has, you know, stuff that is not yet possible. So why like one and not the other? That's just like the typical mind frame of like, oh, it's sci-fi, I'm not gonna like it. But yes, you do, you know. I mean, if you like films, it's like people saying I don't like horror movies, yet my favorite movie is The Shining. You know, it's like it's sometimes we block ourselves and say I'm not gonna like this because I don't like that genre, yet, you know, one of your favorite movies is in that genre. But well, I do highly recommend watching the movies and enjoy the music. So thank you so much, Dave. This was very interesting. It has a lot of, there were a lot of musical ideas that I highly enjoy, that I do here in my studio. I'm still learning how to use the orchestration. I have so much ideas in my head. I have all these like things. I have like one cello here and one cello there, and then I want to get them together, and that's where kind of like it all breaks down. I have it all in my head and I can put it on paper, but then you have to be good at just bringing it down, you know, recording it. And that's where the problem comes in, that I've not so experienced. I started a little bit too late to use a recording interface. So sometimes I just like, oh, it's so much work to get a simple idea down, you know, and record it. So I wish I had some kind of person that would just do it for me, but I do want to do it by myself. So but thank you, Dave. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for watching, for enjoying. Please comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.